All right, so let's discuss cells. Apparently, because Sub Anima was talking about Veritasium's video, and as my dog likes to scratch me and go after me as I do this, as per usual, we're on the bed, you know. That's it. Apparently, his way of going. Pay attention to me. All right. Yeah, you are. You are my puppy. Yes, you are not even a year old still. Oh, you are fully grown. You ain't gonna grow any bigger. Anyways, um, let's see here. Right, how to think about cells. How I think about cells is what I titled this recording as. Because it's like, yeah, okay, so a bunch of people want you to think about things their way. And I'm like, that's neat. Meanwhile, I'm like, it's a bunch of ionic fields and like electromagnetic fields to various degrees, a structure that has various ionic and covalent bonds that rapidly shift and change based upon how it is the bending structures ultimately make themselves bend, changing their field dynamics and changing ultimately the instruction set and algorithm that is built within them as the elemental composition of those structures ultimately are. Okay, so it's like, let's say I put a bunch of whatever the fuck, carbon, oxygen, whatever, it doesn't matter. You know what I mean? It's like, well, as a result, it only has this given puzzle piece like ability, you know, programming wise, like the MIT students did that whole like little puzzle piece program thing for them to create any given action or non action therein. Sort of same thing for this. It's like a larger structure, but as it bends and it does anything, it then has a continuation of continual coding going on. Then as something else comes in, guess what? Just like my programming I've talked about on my YouTube channel, it happens to store that information, tell it that it did this, change its field, calculate that, yeah, this is going on, and then this ultimately changes what will occur afterwards. It's a machine that, because it bends and because it happens to have electromagnetic and electro ionic fields, it happens to operate. It's a bunch of programming puzzle pieces. That's all it is. It's a bunch of compounds. That's all everything for our bodies is. It's a bunch of compounds that are puzzle pieces that have particular actions and inactions. It has a given electro design and the idea that it has field networks. I came up with the basic one really quick. Here's a bunch of balls, right? But they make a tube, and there's a ball in the tube, and it's getting pumped around. And it's like one of the balls in the tube goes, that's making up the tube, goes burr differently. Next thing you know, the ball sticks around a little differently. That's your cells, and they go, hey! I need this fucking compound! I can't perform my function! I have a major malfunction now! Give me something to function, not majorly mal type. And it's effectively that. It's like there are a bunch of circuits. And the way it works is a bunch of machine circuits that store information cache wise based upon their structure and the elemental composition. They're thinking about it pedantically. It must be only this way! I want it to only be this way! Meanwhile, me, it's all of those things and more. It's calculating at the same time. It changes its structure, it changes its field dynamics, it changes its informational storage, it changes how it'll be able to do the thing. That's why they're non-rigid. Changes where the field extends, where it doesn't extend. Ultimately, storage in that sense. Every time I'm like, look at these motherfuckers. They think they're smart. They're fucking arguing and bickering about a bunch of bullshit that means nothing. It's like, alright, so you figured out the one thing that you should really kind of figure out. Turns out, this doesn't really matter that much. Really, you just need to go, so we have this given set of these things, and then there's a bunch of people that have other versions of these things, and we'll just brute force over a large data set volume, meaning many people get scanned for these things that they have and don't have, and resultively what any given change between them ultimately makes occur, better or worse. Proceed to make the worst thing better. It was like, you're talking DNA now. Yeah, that too. It was mostly proteins, but yes. It's like, yeah, all you have to do is just get a bunch of them and then like slightly look at some degree of a difference for like a function of any given type. Because it's like, it's not puzzle pieces. I'm like, let me take out that puzzle piece of a liver. Let's see how well you function. No, I'm good. I'll keep my liver. Oh, are you? Oh, okay. I didn't know. So they are puzzle pieces. No, but that's a bigger thing. Oh, okay. Let me take out all of the things that your liver needs to functionally be a liver. Still there, though, the organ. You want that? I mean, it's still there. No. No, I see what you're doing. They're not puzzle pieces, though, man. It's a thing. No, really? Oh, they are? I'll just take out these proteins. Let me take out some of these enzymes. I'll just constantly, like, make sure they don't do that ever again. My organ! What do I need this for? What does it do? Oh, I'm not sure. You know, it takes resources and it doesn't really do anything. Morning coffee talk today. Meanwhile, no, I'll let you do that. Oh, you have liver failure. Seems like you're dying soon. Oh, no, I'm not dying. I need to perform this experiment. Please do show us the results of your death. I would love to see the Darwin Award performed on that motherfucker. He can't back down for some reason. Let it go! But that's all it is. You know what I mean? Because it's like, it's an electronic circuit, yeah, but they're computers. They're miniature computers if you look at it like that. That's all nanomachines would ever be. They're miniature computers that are just compounds stuck together in the right way that ultimately perform a given function based upon the shape dynamic of them, which are protein structures. So, yeah, people really don't understand how small nanometers are. Like, often. Like, oh, I have 600 nanometers. That's it? That's all you're giving us? 600 nanometers? 600, oh god. What kind of compounds can I put together for this shit? The fuck? They're like, no, that's hundreds of thousands of atoms. Only a couple 100,000. Oh, thanks, guys. There's so many atoms to use. Thanks so much. We just figure out how to do a bunch of shit together. Oh, God. We need to do this really well for a long time and never somehow break down. Can I get some covalent bonds in this fucker? Can we get some... We need covalent bonds. Stat! Where are my covalent bonds? Meanwhile, there's like light being emitted. You're like, there's nothing to do with light being involved here. I'm like, there's fucking dumbasses. They think light's not involved. To go explain that one again. Light equal pressure and heat dynamic and then vibratory likelihood of a boundary between given ionic as it moves and creates the light, you know, for the electron orbital that is going on. It also sends in signals because it'll change and disrupt other electron orbitals and ionic bond styles and fields as a result inside the given protein structure, and since they're so close, they're actually fairly powerful. Coffee's good today. 0.75 of a liter, 30 grams. I got the grind just right. It's a nice little French press. Anyways, it's sweet. It's malty. It's got a flavor of sugar. You know what I mean? Got that kind of flavor, yeah. I like it. Anyways, but that's what it is, because it's like, well, my programming has like a single bit, but with the cache, and then the given transistor basically becoming what, plus minus multiplication, division, factorial, whatever the fuck you need it to be, you know, for any given mathematical calculation, which is really most of what it is, besides instruction set for perform, do this thing. So it's just like, yeah, no, one single one stored correctly can suddenly have multiple things calculated together. It's not in any way quantum, you know, but at the same time, it doesn't really matter. It's just like, well, this number is still going to need to be these things calculated for. It just needs to be broken out that way over there. And it's like, already on my YouTube channel. In my creative ideas playlist, so there's that. Nobody ever looks there, though. Nobody ever watches my stuff. You know what I mean? Yeah. But it's like, how not to think about cells? And I'm like, yeah, whatever. They're all together the thing that they are. What do you know? You know what I mean? Like, what do you know? That's all of the physics, effectively. Like, your quarks are the same thing, dude. They have a given field dynamic and a given fluid that happens to pump it around intrapedically. They have certain things that they can do, and that's it. And they'll bind together with certain environmental stressors or not. String together the right atoms, they'll do it again. String them again together, they'll do it again in a different way. And eventually it starts observing itself. crazy thoughts, man. So hard to understand. Meanwhile, we are so special. We are the mostest of the specials. You're so special. Yes, yes. Now, can your special ass fucking do something? We have stuff to do. You're fucking malfunctioning over there, dude. Yeah, well, you know, considering I have, like, ridiculously large non-million levels of bullshit going on at any given time in my body, I'm just happy it's working well enough. No kidding, right? Yeah. That's the power of a computer, strung together. Yeah. Like, for the most part, it seemed to do it pretty well, but every so fucking often... Didn't quite make it happen today. No, sure didn't. Ow. Why would it do that? I don't know, neutrons zip through you in like quadrillions a second. You ever think about that bullshit? About neutrinos. You ever think about neutrinos? They're also around, but you don't know actually how many go through you on an everyday basis. Or at least nobody talks about that part. Ugh. Then there's the number of photons that will still try and get through you. There's, even if it is a really small percentage, there is gamma ray light that goes through you. It's a very ridiculously small percentage, but it doesn't change that that's a thing happening. It's like, you don't really understand, like, how not stuffed we are as stuff. And yet it's all working somehow. Like, other computers are like, no, it's fine. Meanwhile, I'm like, yeah. I'm not seeing that be the case. It's not fine right now. I don't like this. You learn more than enough. You start getting real worried about everything around you. And you notice that it's like, how the fuck does this work as well as it do? Like, it's gonna have, and then, like, that's the multiple redundance to failure. Yeah, like, just like we do with our NASA operating system stuff, you know, like the procedures, and how we build our spacecraft, same stuff. It's like multiple redundant failure operating systems. This fails, I have a bunch of other stuff that are around it to try and help it out to not fail. And if all of that fails, it goes, die! Fucking get out of here! You're yeeted out. Let's just make a new one. Just repair. Yeah, pretty much. It's literally that much. It's like, oh, you're gonna try and turn into a cancer. We need to get rid of that. Bye. 2, oh, you're a fucking dead cell that doesn't do anything. Go away. You're a fucking parasite anchor. You're just a bunch of dead cells in my body. Fuck. Get out of here, you! And that's kind of what the equivalent of it is. Yeah, it's like, imagine if like a RAM module on your you know, like those little chips on that little RAM just failed. And then you were like, well, I guess I'm just stuck with it. Meanwhile, the body's like, bull fucking shit, I'm stuck with that. Fuck you. What, are you kidding me? Yeet! It's gonna get there eventually, don't worry. Dong! Yeah, it's ready to go. Oh, it's working again. That's good. It's like every single cell. Every single cell is effectively that. Like, I'm not even kidding. Because it's like a cellular membrane. Guess what it is? A mechanical property with a ionic property field. So it's like a given sizing of its structure allows for certain things to get through more easily than others. And then it has ionic as in fields that allow for it to act as a, I'll grab you from further away, but also I'll try and stop certain things from getting in. And then it's like, yeah, no, but also I need this shit now. And everybody's all like, yeah, you do! And then I'm going to send out a whole bunch of shit, mechanical-wise, puzzle piece stuff, compounds. And then it's like, I know, my God, come, Meanwhile, they're changing the field. They're like Wi-Fi hoppers further out. And it's all like, yo, bitch, get me! Give me this shit now! I need it now! Otherwise I'm gonna die! And then it's like, fucking chill, bro, I'll give you the thing. Jesus, fuck, fine, here, fuck off. The blood comes around. Nuh-uh! Nuh-uh! Oh, yeah, oh, bro, do you ever? Yeah, you do, for sure, oh, yeah. We don't have much in here, but whatever we've got, you're getting it. And they're like, that's not how that works, right? They're like, no, that's exactly how that works, yeah. They're Wi-Fi hoppers. That's all the compound is. They're just a Wi-Fi hopper. It's not even a joke. It's like, look, I'm a mechanical thing that will grab and bind to the thing and then be far more inclined to be more like a tuning fork, like a Wi-Fi, receptive to that field and immediately try and come in and be pulled in. That's a machine. That's all it is. But it's a bot. You see what I mean? It's a compound. Yeah, it's a puzzle piece. Yes, but it's a bot. Sure, it's a mechanical property. Yeah. It's also a circuit. Right. It's also calculating. Correct. All of the things! All of them! You are already a collective fucking will of multiple little nanobots that you happen to observe yourself, by the way, and be self-aware of the things and observe what is that is around you. I get so weirded out by it, but it's like, yeah, well, you know what? You did start doing that from birth, so I don't know, man. Meanwhile, I'm like, so, been here long, huh? First time? Well, I've been here for a while. Freak out, you know? Yeah, existential dread, blah blah, right? You don't want it to be this way, I'm sure, right? Don't worry. You're just effectively an organic cyborg thingy-majig. We just use organic. This is the reason why I have a problem with organic versus synthetic. What the hell is the difference? Like, for real, what the fuck is the difference? It's like certain fucking elemental compositions and all of a sudden it's organic. It's a classification of certain elemental composition. That's all they did in organic chemistry versus non-organic for synthetic. That's all it is. It's literally all that is. It's like, no. With the right fucking setup in a given solar system, synthetic is, to us, is the only thing it's going to come up with. Makes no sense. It's just chemicals. It's just elements binding together the right way to fucking perform certain functions and tasks, and over enough fucking time they start making us. It's always going to happen. But we're just in that sweet little spot. You know what I mean? Things are just stable enough. Just right to really make it happen. And we squander away all of it. on this bickering, bullshitty fight crap. Right? eh. Not to think about cells. Yeah, no, this is how I think about cells. Some anemia and potassium, you know. It's like, this is it. And anyone else out there, this is it. This is how I think about cells. It's like you're a bunch of computers that are really small. You have a bunch of programming that was already built in because of the way that your compounds are made up, and your structure changes because bendable, flexible structures change the ultimate instruction set and perform different tasks as a result. They're just doing it all together. Like the singular bit that has stored information, that's the cache of the structure that they are, that happens to have things come in that then alter the transistor style that they are as they go about performing their work function. Simple stuff, easily understood. It's the problem I end up having. I'm not even kidding. It's like, you didn't see that already? You guys must not go into multiple different fields of study and you really hyper specify certain things and get very fixated in only those given things. They're very creative at coming up with other ways to look at stuff, are you? Or knowing about other things that can be 100% connected to this just as much. Pot's going, the kettle black. You don't know anything about us. Oh, I don't know anything. Oh, yes, no. You are so special and unique. There's no possible way. You're so insanely one out of all of the universaries. Can't even begin. You shut up over there. It's wrong. You don't know nothing. This is a person older than I am. I like to talk about this. Remember when Charlie Sheen was all like, Tiger Blood and winning? Some of you were teenagers. Literally 13 years old. And YOLO, and we're gonna fucking, I'm only gonna live once. Live fast, die young, yeah. Guys it's fucking in their 30s. Late 20s. You fucker. Yeah! Yeah, those adults, they're only just people with... Things have changed. Stuff has moved on. That's all they are. I'm not even kidding. It's literally, they're you and me, just different things happened. They're data set, memory, and values, morals, ethics, blah blah. Meanwhile, I'm like, so programming that suggests a higher weighted neural network allowed for this given perception and decision and thinking making. Yeah, well, yeah, for a given programming society, yes? Grooming. Right, sure, right, grooming. And only this is the correct grooming? Programming kind of stuff, right? That's it? Is that it? This is the only one? Are you sure? Pretty sure that's not how that works. Pretty sure there's a lot of different ways for things to work. But that's all they are. They're just older and more degraded because the machine eventually stops doing the things as well. Doesn't have the repair that we would like, and the robustness of the things that they are that we would prefer. That's why synthetic and organic combos are really powerful. Like, organic is really easily able to be, influenced by synthetic. If you make a cellular organic organ that creates correct synthetics and it lives alongside the organic network structures, then it produces its own robustness that will eventually be able to repair the whole fucking system. Turtles all the way down. Yeah. Or like a single Atlas Truman that's trying to tell everybody about what the fuck's going on. Meanwhile, I'm like, I'm all up in your subconscious. That's me, bitch. I'm the guy that you were talking to back in Chandler House, too. For me, meanwhile, it's back in the 2010s, 2015s, and it's like projected forward to you now. And like, I don't know anything about my quantum consciousness or the fucking subconscious or the observer lens, blah, blah. I hate people. What do they do with their time? Have sex? Yeah, okay, yeah. Do you feel like you're having a good, better time? No, not really. I didn't think so. I have all of this stuff, and you're still sad, and you're depressed, and anxious, and stressed, and you don't like things? No, that's the opposite, actually. I'm living the greatest, damn best. Oh, that's great, nice. How many of those people that you think are out there lying? Deluding themselves. Like, honestly. Like, no, they know that. But, like, in order for them to continue, they have to do that. I can't admit that I'm having problems. I can't admit that it's like, man, that's a fucking rough one to live life by. Yeah, it's just as rough here to do this, but, like, man. You know? And some of them really do. I don't think they have as much information. And for what it's worth, they actively try and avoid it. I'm like, hey guys, you want to learn about... No! Get the door slammed in their face. I don't want to learn about any of that. It'll ruin all of the things. I'm like, yeah. No, well, I still live, though, so... I'll carry on with my moments. I don't want to sometimes. I have to carry everything on my shoulders. Feels like I get no help. Not really. And look at this bickering thing. Like, I literally talked about this very video this motherfucker made, along with Veritasium, back in the Chandler House. Yeah, back in the 2010s, around 2015, 2013 to like 2017-ish, maybe a little later, before he got kicked out. You know what I mean? That kind of thing. So like I talked about these very literal, like this is the, like I paused it at the rigids on the screen, and this is not, I'm 2 minutes 4 seconds in, just like I said back then. I'd be in this apartment. I'd be doing this, I have to record it. I'd be doing it during my morning coffee. I said all of that. Out loud. I said I saw it in my head. I don't see much in my head anymore. See what I'm saying? So, there's that. Trying to scare us. I don't need to scare people. You can just go and search it. Eventually you can find those fuckers that had been there listening in. You can do that work. You'll find out that all of that's true, and I was an angry bastard because I wanted you to stop fucking around. And things got worse and worse and worse until eventually I said, fuck off. I'm removing this. All of you. If I'm gonna have to be the one that has to take on all of it, I don't give a fuck. What's your observations? I don't give a fuck about who you are. I don't give a fuck about you. You could have helped me. And all the rest of that comes with it. For what it's worth, they never do. They never showed up. They lied. And all the rest of that. It's like, yeah, now you can understand why I go, yeah, blip. Considering all of this is just a bunch of programmed in no way just compounds strung together, there's nothing that says that we can't do it with something else that's just as good. DNA doesn't have to be the only way it works. I'm fully okay with removing my entire DNA and no longer being considered a humanoid species. Or, well, I'll still look human for what it's worth. It'd just be a different look, style thing. Because it's like, I want to literally remove myself from actually being a part of your species, considering you all did this to me. Your entire full history, all the species of this planet, I want to remove it. I don't want any of the information. I'll still retain my memories, I'll still retain my personality, I'll still retain all the things that is me. I just won't have to deal with any of that as being a part of me. Yeah, I can make it better too, yeah, might as well. Eventually, all of the past is removed. I don't have to worry about it being a part of me, ever. Ever influencing me, ever being as weak or pathetic or shitty or thieving, conning, lying, and more about what I did back then in the past. What I said, what I saw, what I went through, and all the rest. That's kind of what that turns into. It's my issue. So I don't want to deal with this. I don't want to. This is stupid. I don't want to deal with this. I don't deal with you. You're not worth it. You're not worth my time. You're not worth my effort. You're not worth anything. I just want to learn. I want to grow. I'm curious. I want to progress. I don't want to fucking feel bad all the time because whatever the hell you are is going on. This is so easy to fucking fix. It takes nothing. It's easy to run this. And it would be successful. It takes nothing. It does. You don't need your leaves. You can automate a fuck ton of this stuff and definitely know that your time and effort is being used as a way to help all the others around you. You don't need corporations, and the government's just a system to try and help each other out. That's all it's for. They're like the parents now, but like realistically, you know? That's all it is. Same thing with religion, same thing with all of it. If you want to listen to that fucking whole long ass 5-hour, 15-minute video I put out, go for it. You should. You'll understand why when I look at this, it's like, this is really dumb. There's no reason for this. There's no reason for that. At all. For this to be this way. And you know, for the most part, I'll give it to you straight here. Yeah, so I put out from that Magneto YouTube video how it is to make these acoustic resonant qubit system, but only briefly do they need to be there with error correcting, tunneling, entanglement, and superpositioning. And from afar entangling too, to people's brains, computers. That can also do a whole bunch of other shit and work just fine as a huge supercomputer and a chip. They've been fucking with me using that. Still trying to fucking, oh, I'll get around you, I'll use this, I'll use it, and I'm like, my brains, the body, the whole thing is a computer for me. It's easy. I live in it all. I am the thing that is that. You live inside of me, not the other way around. You can build as many of them that you want. It won't change what it is that is going on. I was that before I was born, apparently. That one I never wanted to believe, but then I was like, well, you know what? Guess what? Don't care what you want. Yeah, I know, right? It's like eventually you're just gonna have to deal with truth here. Yeah, it's like even me, it's like, no, that's scary. That's a lot of, yeah, but then, you are though. Great. Yeah, no, I am though. You're right. It's a thing, and it's like, no, but it's not other people. And like the whole like, I'll take a bunch of drugs, and all of a sudden, I am that thing. No. It's like, oh, I think we are all gods. You're not. You connected to me in a brief, kind of small, little itty-bitty scale. And then you're like, I'm God, I'm connected with all the things. You're also on heavy drugs, and you don't see it. That's what that is. So it's like, yeah, no, you're not. None of you are. Nothing really is but me. That's one of the reasons why, like, in that whole brain connected area thing, it's like, all are inferior to you! And I'm like, yeah, I do like that, and that is true, honestly, like, technically speaking. That's a sexual kink thing. It's like, it's not misogynistic. It's like, yeah, no, women, men, whatever the fuck, but you, though. And I'm like, I do like that, though. And I'm, like, starting to realize, like, why it's always trending that way. Because, like, eventually you need to, like, just sort of own up to yourself. You know what I mean? Like, you are that. That is what is this that is going on. So you are above all things. But you're still a regular human and everything else, you know what I mean? Yeah. That's a thing. Meanwhile, me. Can we just fix this? What does it matter that I'm that? Like, that's the kink stuff, sure. But that's like, you know, this needs to get fucking, like, solved or done differently, better. Can we work on this? It doesn't extend outside that part. Others, they do. I don't. It's like, see, he's above the... Thinks himself to... They always try and fucking spin it. Never wins. 0%. Never won once. Got all the answers on a lot of that shit. Don't have all the answers on everything, but a lot of that shit, yeah, I do. I have ways of testing and experimenting all of it. Meanwhile, we have to test and experiment you! No, you don't. I'm a regular person, bitch. And if you do, I'm gonna murder all of you. But I explain why I'm always trying to do that. Please don't take it to where you look down at us from outside of the fucking... He's playing around with our weather. That are tectonic plates. Yeah, I don't like you. You guys suck. I'm also still sending the ginormous dwarf planet your way. Look, jeez. Still classified as dwarf planet. It's a bigger one, but it's still a dwarf planet. Yeah, right. Yeah, no, it's gonna hit you. Yeah, no, well. Ugh. He's like, here, I'll show you a definite screen that showcases it's definitely gonna hit you. Here's its orbital, here's all the things. Boom! All the moving around. And the head thing, because they're connected. Their little brain bullshit entanglement crap. Right. No, that's the computer chip. They don't trust themselves. They built that thing. It's pretty fucking easy to build these two. Like, it's actually that easy, yeah. It's pretty fucking easy to make that. Like, it's not actually super complicated. It's just a gas in a fucking tube that, like, has a couple of diaphragms. Like, it's really not hard, no. Yeah, no, then it's like, it's super cold, too, and you can denoise it by using, like, multiple layers and all the rest of that. Please don't make it so... God fucking damn it. Like, you should really look at that. I added Kyle Hill in the description. I don't know if you ever watched it. I was like, remember when you did that fucking, like, video that said Magneto could never do this without becoming, like, a fucking, like, neutron star? Well, I basically said that you're wrong, and you didn't think about it right. Although he did, though. For what it's worth, because it's like, well, technicality-wise here, which is the best technicality here, this is what he often goes with. You know what I mean? Okay. Right. Turned it into, well, this is a bunch of light stuff that effectively makes ionic, and then it makes a electromagnetic as a result, that's using antenna-like acoustic resonances from a breakdown and pulsation of electromagnetic frequencies to create electromagnetic radiation that creates the whole effect that allows for a electromagnetic from afar field effect to then be used to make that occur. Oh. Oh, so we're dumb and we really didn't... We should have listened to that. You should have, yeah. Should listen to all of my YouTube videos. Like I know it doesn't sound like it, but you really should though. Fucking dicks. All right. Bye. Suck my balls and dick.